Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and we're finally back on with the Volvo 480 project. Really need to get a few things done on this. In a few of the previous videos you saw I mention it. The problem is it's so cold here in the UK. You can see I'm absolutely freezing today, but we're going to do a little job that's needed done for a while on the Volvo. Let's take a look inside and I'll show you what we need to do. What I'm looking at today is a problem with the seal around the door. The problem is, if we go inside, we've got all of the interior stripped out still, which is just as well because, I'm not sure if you can see that, we have a small swimming pool down the bottom there. And what's happening is, whenever it rains, we're getting water coming in, leaking its way down here and then pooling. Now obviously with all of the carpet and everything, that would be ruining it, and I think it has been a problem for quite some time and I need to get it sorted. Tried all sorts of things. You can see that there's no original plastic membrane unfortunately left. You can see I've tried to DIY it. It's pulled back at the minute because I was trying to do this the other week, but I thought I would try and progress it properly today and take you guys along and show you what I'm going to do. So I think the first thing is, let's get the water out of there. That's really bad news. That's sat there rusting away the bodywork, and I really don't want to do any more welding if I can help it. Okay, managed to get the water out, and we now need to work out where it's coming from. Thanks to a lot of people on previous videos actually mentioning about how it is very typical. You do get water running through the inside of here and out through the drain. Now you can just make out, hopefully, at the bottom of here, a little bit of light, which is where the drain disappears. So it's not blocked or anything like that. Water will drain out. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem I've got is that water is somehow creeping through this side. So I think one of the first things to do is get the vapour barrier back in place. Try and straighten this out, get it set up so at least the vapour barrier is correct, and then we can see whether it's tracking its way some other way in and around, because although the vapour barrier helps, really water shouldn't be disappearing quite that badly. Now the car is on a bit of a slant. I do have that side of the car jacked up, which again won't be helping because rain will be kind of coming in this side, but we do need to get this sorted. I think the first job is get the vapour barrier back in place and we can try and find where the rain's coming in. By the way, I haven't sat in my Volvo 480 for ages. I still really can't wait to be able to go out and drive this car. I am looking forward to taking this for a bit of a drive and start using it and enjoying it. I think it'll be good fun to take out and hopefully take to a few of the classic shows. Obviously it's never going to be a particularly special classic car, but it's of interest. It's interesting. I get a lot of people say, what is that car on your driveway? What is it that you've got in here? So I do want to be able to take it and show it to people. That is the plan this year. I really do want to get it sorted. There's a lot to go on. The rear brakes I haven't got round to in ages. That's what I've been lazy. I haven't got done, and I really have to. That is something that I'm going to get on with as soon as the weather is a little bit warm, because I'm sat inside in the car and it's not too bad. Outside it is very cold. But yeah, I'd like to get this car up and running and start to drive it. What of course I've remembered is the reason why the membrane's not on is because I don't have the window motor mechanism in. I do have a replacement. There's the old one there, snapped and damaged, and actually I bought a complete new one to replace, which is over there. I think we need to get that in. At the same time, I was also looking at the little wiring loom here that sits inside the door, and I spotted something that worried me a bit, which is this. It's a Hall effect sensor, and it doesn't go on the window. It's not attached to the motor mechanism or anything like that, so that is worrying me a little bit. I need to find out where that goes, because like I say, it's a Hall effect sensor, so it definitely checks to see the position of something, but I don't know what. I need to go and take a look. Well, thank you so much to Tony on the Facebook 480 forum, straight away answering what this is for. This goes onto the door latch mechanism and is used for telling the car that the door is locked and to set the alarm, things like that. So this slots onto it. Now, whether I can do that without taking the mechanism out, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can reach inside and fit it back on. I think it'll probably go somewhere about here, and see if I can push that into place. Then we need to get the window mechanism in. I've got the two motors side by side. The original is this one here. You can see we've got mounting point, one at the top, two at the bottom, and we've got that on our new one here, one at the top, two at the bottom. One thing I've noticed, the connectors are different. You can see it's just on a wiring piece here, so what I'm going to need to do is cut and solder and connect up the cables so that they do match the Volvo wiring harness. Otherwise it does look fairly similar. There is a very basic diagram that's sent with it, with a couple of the bolt positions, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which all match 1, 2, 3 and then 4 and 5, where it holds the window glass in place. I think first thing we'll get the electrical connector sorted out and joined up, ready to go. Now the window motor's in place, we need to get this Hall effect sensor that Tony kindly on the Volvo UK forum on the Facebook group told me. Now I don't think I'm going to be able to reach in there, so I think what's going to be best is taking these three out and maybe dropping the mechanism. I'm not sure if it'll come out, whether it's got mechanical hooks on it or not, but yeah, that's a bit of a problem. I've decided against trying to take the lock out because you've got to take off all of the mechanical levers and things. Now I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to see this, but by shining a light in here I can see just the lever component that I need to look at, where the Hall effect sensor gets pushed onto. So I'm going to try just pushing it into place and see if I can do it that way, because that's going to be much easier. Okay, I'm really happy with it. It's now working, and if I run the motor, just off the battery here, and back up, really pleased with that. That's working how I want it to. It's all fastened in place now as well, and yeah, really pleased. I've greased up a few of the runners a little bit because they were starting to get a little bit dry, because obviously they've not been used in such a long time. I am also using a battery that's running flat, which is not helping seeing how well the motor runs up and down smoothly, but I'm quite pleased with that. I think that is a success, actually. Let me run it back up again. There it is, all back in place. Really happy with all that. Something that's puzzling me, and I can't really find much information about it, is where this electrical connector block goes. It looks like that's going to be a little bit close to the window when it goes all the way down, but I'm not sure. I think for the moment I'm going to rest it there, and I'm going to get the membrane back on, and hopefully that's going to help our rain problem. Let's get my DIY membrane back in. Well, you can see I've attempted to put a membrane across. Whether this is going to help the water or not, I'm not quite sure. I think this seal probably could do with being replaced as well. Not sure about the big gap there, or whether that is a thermal gap for expansion, but I think this probably needs a bit of work as well. So might need to see about redoing that seal. There is a trick that you can do, I know, by pushing another seal or a bit of rubber inside to expand it out. That might be what's needed here, but we'll give that a try and see how it goes, and I'll come back to you after a bit of time and see what you think, see whether it's going to solve the problem. If you can think of a better solution though, please do put a comment down the bottom. Let me know if you can think of a better way. of stopping the water ingress here. There's a load of different problems with these cars and water, and hopefully this is going to solve it. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. A little bit of progress, not loads. We've got an electric window that works, which is great news. Stay subscribed, more videos coming up on the channel, and we'll actually get a lot more progress on the Volvo 480. See you next time.